Welcome to Holy You. I'm your host, Tony Restrepo, and I'm really excited about this episode. We're going to be talking about relationships and how they affect you spiritually, emotionally, and physically. I have the awesome opportunity to share this first segment with my husband, Pastor Gil Restrepo. Welcome to the show, honey.
Thank you, and I'm so excited to be here. This is an awesome topic. This topic is near and dear to our heart, so I'm ready to get going. We want to bless you with some information and just share some of our testimonies on how relationships really are a vital component to healthy living. Amen?
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, go take it away.
University of Minnesota studies show that healthy relationships are an important component of health and well-being. There is compelling evidence that strong relationships contribute to a long and healthy and happy life. Research shows that healthy relationships can help you live longer. A review of 148 studies show that people with strong social relationships are 50% less likely to die prematurely.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's good.
For married folks out there, research calculates that committing to a life partner adds up to 3 years to life expectancy.
Wow.
This is really good to me because this really shows where the scriptures say, this is good to me because the scriptures say that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
I just gave you 3 more years of life.
Hallelujah.
Boy, that is a good thing. That's an excellent thing. That is really good because honestly, when you think about your social relationships, and I'm going to let you continue because I know you have a wealth of information there that's going to bless it. But what's so powerful to me and why I wanted to do this segment on relationship is because truly your relational circle, your social environment has so much to do with how well you thrive in life. Yes. You know, we hear about birds of a feather flock together, you know, and how, you know, what the people that you're around, how they really affect how you think. They affect how even your eating habits are affected by the people that you relate with. Yes. And so, you know, hearing this information is always good when you experience it personally, but to know that studies have shown these things really help to solidify the importance of us understanding why relating with each other is so important to our overall life. Even your life expand, you know, the
life expectancy.
Of your life. That is like, okay, wow. You know, who thinks of that? You know, my relationships right now could actually be adding years to my life or taking away years from my life. Like, whoa. Yes. That's deep.
That's very deep. And what we have to be clear on is that we're talking about healthy relationships and how they better our spiritual, our physical, you know, even our emotional health. And at Holy, we really just want everyone to understand that there's balance to life.
Yeah.
And your relationships are crucial and key to that. You know, I was looking at this study, and it also deals with the fact of stress, for instance. It says that support offered by caring friends can provide a buffer against the effects of stress. It said in a study of over 100 people, research found that the people who completed a stressful task experienced a faster recovery when they were reminded of people whom they had strong relationships with.
Wow, that is so true.
Strong relationships. So it's vital to understand that relationships in and of themselves, we have to discern what type of relationship. Because the relationships can be a crucial part of whether we have a good long life or whether we suffer from the ill effects of some of these relationships that we engage in.
What that reminded me of as well is that I could, as soon as you said that sentence, I was reminded of times in my life where I was under a lot of stress, going through some things in life, and how the connections I had at that time helped me to pull through those times, and as well, it helped me to want to pull through. Because there's some things you go through in life sometimes where you feel like, you know what, it's not even worth it. You know, why should I even try? Why should I continue on? Why, sometimes there's times when the enemy will even attack you to feel like, you know what, your life doesn't even matter. Why do you need to be here? But it was the relationships. It was my husband. It was my friends. It was my children. It was the relationships that I had in my life that said, no, you can't give up. You got to keep on pressing, girl. You can't quit now. How is that going to affect someone else's life? Exactly. And so, your relationships really do help you to come through those difficult times.
And this is so true. I remember reading years ago about how relationships, how they impact other relationships. So, for instance, our union, our marriage, if there was something to go wrong in our situation, they say that divorced couples have an effect on up to at least 10 other people or 10 other couples.
Wow.
That's such a domino effect.
Yes.
And it shows how vitally important it is for us to really look at how we should deal with the health of our relationships.
Yes.
It's just like your physical health, if you think about it. In order to live a healthy lifestyle, you have to put in energy, you have to put in effort. You may have to do some research regarding the things that would help you to live a healthier life, right?
Right.
So it's the same thing when it comes to your relationship. You have to really put some effort into it. And I think that a lot of people miss that component. We think about relationships, we think about the wedding, they think about the wedding, they think about the honeymoon, but they don't think about now what is it going to take to keep this thing strong, to help it, what we're going to have to do so that it thrives. It's just like raising a child. It's like rearing up a child. You have to nurture it. You have to feed it. You have to put some energy and some effort into it. I have some more information here. It says that strong relationships can help us be healthier, actually be healthier. It says, according to research by psychologist Sheldon Cohen, college students who reported having strong relationships were half as likely to catch a common cold when exposed to the virus. In addition, 2012 International Gallup poll found that people who feel they have friends and family to count on are generally more satisfied with their personal health than people who feel isolated.
Oh, wow.
So I thought that was good because, the Bible declares when God created Adam in the garden, and he gave Adam the assignment in the garden, naming all the animals, and as he's naming the animals, they're going by two. Mm-hmm. And then God said, it's not good that he should be alone. Yep. And so he created him a helpmeet. Put him to sleep and created Eve. Right. And when Adam woke up, he said, wow, this is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Yes. And then he said, woman. Yes. And so it really shows how vital our relationships are, because we are not meant to be isolated. We weren't created to be isolated beings. We need that interaction so that we can live emotionally stable lives.
Yes, absolutely. We are not created to live alone. That was really good too, because I thought about that. A lot of times what happens and why people that are in relationship are healthier, I believe, because when you're by yourself, you begin to try to substitute. Yes. And what's our greatest substitute, honey? Food. They call it comfort food. So we're with the ice cream and we're with the chips and we're with all these other things trying to fill that void. Yes. A lot of times because we don't have the relationships we desire, or we feel like we're alone, so we begin to compensate with things that are unhealthy, which affects our physical health. So
well, besides healthier feeling, that feeling of well-being or feeling healthy because of strong relationship, research also shows that strong relationships can help one feel richer.
Oh, wow.
Listen to this. A survey by the National Bureau of Economic Research of 5,000 people found that doubling your group of friends has the same effect on your well-being as a 50% increase in your income.
Wow.
I don't know about
That's
you,
big.
but a 50% increase in my income would definitely make me feel good.
Okay.
And so imagine now that
Wow.
has the same effect on you emotionally concerning your well-being as a 50% increase in your income, just connecting with people and having these strong ties.
Yes.
So it really shows how vital and how important relationships are to our health and our well-being.
Absolutely. Because I mean, honestly, how many people sometimes? So for some people, you might feel better, right, if you get a 50% increase in your income. For some people, that could be a stress.
Oh, wow.
You know, because for some people, having more money only magnifies certain issues in their life.
Yes.
And so really, you know, you can't, when you think about it, it's like, okay, great, it'll make you feel better to have that more money, but greater connection, how much more important it is to our well-being than our connections, because we know I know of many people that are doing well financially that would really give up all of that right now to have the connection, to even be, you know, in a good marriage right now in their life. So, you know, that is an awesome study to realize that we sometimes put wealth over relationship when really it is more important, and you can see that it has the same amount of weight on the well-being as it would your money. Because a lot of times when we having problems, we like, if I had more money, well, if you had more friends, you might be all right too, right?
Exactly.
So that is so good.
And even more so, you think about the fact that where money, you know, can't take care of certain things, just those connections, you know, in times when money can't support you. Money cannot be there
comfort you, right?
To give you comfort, right, in those times of need. So, you know, really understanding how to engage in relationships, but not just relationships, healthy and strong relationships is really vital and crucial for our lives. Well, just like there are benefits to having a strong relationship that contributes to health and well-being, there are drawbacks to relationships that are not good. And some of those drawbacks, you know, they come in the form of health issues that arise in us. It says conversely, the health risks from being alone or isolated in life are comparable or associated. They compare them rather to cigarette smoking, blood pressure, and obesity. So I thought that was interesting, that poor connections, or even when you're in a situation where you're isolated, because see, there are people in relationships, they live in the same house, but there's no connection. There's this feeling of isolation, and that feeling of isolation can actually have the same effect on you as cigarette smoking, blood pressure, high blood pressure, and obesity. They also state that low social support is linked to a number of health issues, such as depression. Loneliness has long been commonly associated with depression. I mean, we see it on the holidays. We're getting ready to come into the Valentine's season, and they say that at this time, you know, a lot of people go through some serious bouts with depression because of loneliness. And so we really want to just really establish the fact that, you know, healthy relationships are vital to your overall well-being.
Absolutely. I totally agree that the foundation has been set in understanding that relationships affect your overall well-being. Not just your diet, not just your lack of exercise, but who and how you're relating is so vital to your spiritual, emotional, and physical well-being. That's our time for this segment. Please join us again next week as we dive a little bit deeper into what a marital relationship and how that affects your spiritual, emotional, and well-being. Until next time, live whole, spirit, soul, and body.
I'm glad to be back, and I'm excited as well. The last segment, we had an awesome opportunity to share some vital information on how important relationships are to your health and your well-being. This segment is a bit juicier, yes, because we're going to deal with, you know, our personal journey from, I guess we can say from, an unhealthy relationship
Yes.
to a healthy relationship.
Yes, it was